Tony D. Shit. What it need. Cornbread.
Welcome to the Sex, Travel, Sports, Food Podcast with your host, Cousin Cornbread on ANDS Radio. That's ain't no damn station radio. We're delivering this straight to your earphones, your car speakers, and sound bars on that Wi-Fi, hotspots, Ethernet, T1 lines, shared data plans, or however you get on the internet. And we about to go ahead and get this commentary in and solve life's problems. Y'all ready? Set, go. Yeah. Hey man, welcome to Sex, Travel, Sports, Food with your host, Cousin Cornbread. This is episode number 9, man. I appreciate everybody that's done came back, that's dedicated to holding your boy down, supporting me, man, or just enjoying the show, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Remember, it's cousincornbread.com. You can find everything on there. Links to everything. Links to all the different apps you can use to listen to this show, man. Now I'm on a whole bunch of apps, man. I'm on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, Overcast. There's a whole bunch of them, man. Just Google Sex, Travel, Sports, Food and find it like that. It'll come up in Google. Or just go to cousincornbread.com, man. Links to everything is off of there. So whatever I'm doing on there, whatever I'm doing is going to be listed on there. Go check out cousincornbread.com. Real easy. That's the one-stop shop for all the stuff. Then you can branch out from there. You hear me? But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all checking in. Like I said, we going to get straight into it, man. Life just been crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had to refocus my chi lately. You know what I'm saying? I was watching that junk. Well, last year I binge watched that Marvel joint on the Marvel Netflix joint called the Iron Fist. Y'all remember that? Have y'all heard of that? You know, because we got the Avengers and all that stuff out right now, but it's been a lot of superhero movies or comic book movies coming out, but they made that damn Iron Fist that I had never heard of before into a Netflix series, just like they made what's the other joint? Luke Cage, right? So they had Luke Cage on Netflix as a series. They had the Iron Fist on Netflix as a series. And ever since then, I've been using that term. I got to focus my chi, man. You know, that Iron Fist was about a Caucasian who was blessed with the strength of the Iron Fist, which was like some kind of ancient karate, Chinese. Or no, it wasn't even karate. It was like, I don't know what it was. Whatever they do in the dojo. That's what he was doing with his life, you know. And he had the Iron Fist. So, but in order for him to use his Iron Fist, in order for him to use the power of the Iron Fist, he had to focus his chi. So he had to chill out and be focused and all that. So that's what I've been trying to do in my life too, man. Because there's a lot of crazy shit going on in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got to take a little time for yourself out here, people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got to start disregarding people, man. Disregarding situations that just bring a toxicity to your life, man. Is that a word? Toxicity? Whatever. It's going to be a word today if it ain't. But yeah, man, everybody got to just refocus, recenter, all that stuff, man. Get your mind right first and then move on. You know what I'm saying? However you do it. If you need a cupcake, go get a cupcake, man. Don't let these people out here make you feel bad because you like cupcakes, dog. If you drink Fiji water like your boy Cousin Cornbread, get some Fiji water in your life. Because Fiji water definitely tastes different, no matter what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? Get that. Get whatever you do. Whatever you need to do that won't get you locked up, do that shit to recenter your chi. You understand me? For real, man. Everybody out of line out here in these streets, man. Whole world crazy, man. But look, they even got y'all boys. You know what's going on that's real crazy, man? North Korea, right? Little Rocket Man. Last year, he was shooting missiles at Guam and threatening Trump, right? Now he's talking about he about to shut down his program, shut down his nuclear program. Ain't that some crazy shit? Trump out here making a difference. That's why Kanye got on his Make America Great Again hat, because Trump done got North Korea to shut down their nuclear program and talk to South Korea. They shaking hands and all that. You know, our tweeter in chief, Donald Jermaine Trump, is going to take credit in some form or fashion. He probably already did it. I ain't see it, but yeah, you know. And I know his middle name is not Jermaine for real, but I'm going to make it Jermaine today because it's Donald J. Trump. I think it's John is his middle name. But, you know, Jermaine is one of those names that are definitely black names, right? It's like, it's not even questionable whether or not that's a black person when their name is Jermaine, okay? It's similar to Draymond. I don't even think there's more than one Draymond Green, like Draymond Green in the NBA, but Jermaine is always a black person, okay? And since the world has been conditioned to associate aggressiveness and ratchetivity with black people, I'm gonna just call him Donald Jermaine Trump, and that's gonna be his name going forward because everything he do is real aggressive. But apparently, it's working. According to him, it would be working. They done kidnapped Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And that jump was funny. Y'all saw the picture, right? They had Kanye, and it was a hand that came out the side that was throwing up I don't know what, like an OK sign or a 3 or something like that. Or if you're a Kappa, it was the Kappa sign. You know, Greek. Kappa Greek sign, you know, black Greeks. I was like, wait, they got a Kappa kid now, Kanye. But yeah, man, his name gonna be Jermaine, man. Donald Jermaine Trump. Cause that's a very black name. If y'all know anybody that's not black that's named Jermaine, please tag them in the comment section of wherever you're listening to this podcast. Cause I need to see this person. I need to see them, possibly meet them. Buy them a Starbucks. See if we go get locked up in Starbucks. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about Starbucks later too. I got a funny story for y'all for Starbucks at the end of this episode, actually. So hang on through the rest of the show, and then you hear a funny Starbucks story at the end, or fast forward, or whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If I break it up into two sections, if I break this joint up into two sections, then you'll probably just have to skip to the second one. Because that'll be where the food joint is. But man, I'm going to start y'all off with a little joke, man. Well, I'm going to try to recreate this joke real quick because I thought the joke was funny as hell, man. And I stole it from my man, Michael Collier, who is a triple OG in the comedy game. You know what I'm saying? But he had this funny ass joke, man, called the ice cream joke. And this how it go, man. Look, so a lady walks into a ice cream parlor, and she goes to the clerk. Hey, I'd like to order 1 gallon of chocolate ice cream, please. The clerk responds, ma'am, we don't have any chocolate ice cream. I'm sorry. So she thinks about it. She walks away from the counter a little bit. She comes back. She goes, sir, I like to order 1/2 gallon of chocolate ice cream. And he's like, ma'am, I can't give you any chocolate ice cream. We don't have any chocolate ice cream, but you're welcome to order something else. She goes, okay. She thinks about it. She walks away. She looks around. She looks at the menu again, and she goes back and she goes, you know what? Okay, I got it. So I'll just take 1 scoop of chocolate ice cream, sir. And he goes, ma'am, can you spell the van in vanilla? And she goes, yes. VAN. Vanilla. That's how you spell vanilla. 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 He goes, ma'am, can you spell the straw in strawberry? And she goes, absolutely. STRAW. Straw. Strawberry. He goes, now can you spell the fuck in chocolate? And she thinks about it. And she goes, you know what? I can't, because there is no fuck in chocolate. And he goes, exactly. That's what I've been telling you this whole damn time. There ain't no fucking chocolate ice cream, man. Shit. Woo. That joke was funny to me. I don't care if y'all laughed or not, but that joke funny as shit. That's a good thinker joke. And Michael Collier is good at those thinking jokes, man. So y'all check, if y'all ever get a chance to see him live, man, go check out Michael Collier. He's an old school dude. Triple OG. When you see him in person, or when you see those older comedians, man, they be working, man. They work the room. They got a lot of charisma, man. They got a lot of stuff because they ain't had the benefit of social media to boost their likability or to boost their draw in the marketing, the ads, and all that stuff, all that free publicity that the newer comedians get. So you can tell the difference sometimes between some of the older school comedians that's still funny. Like Sinbad is still hilarious. Like I said, Michael Collier is still hilarious. John Witherspoon's still hilarious from Friday. Old dudes be funny as hell, man, for real. But yeah, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man. We all know what the biggest headline basically been this past week. Well, actually, probably past 2 weeks, but strong in this past week, man, has been America's dad, Bill Cosby, convicted of rape, man. Convicted of the latest or the most recent of the rape cases, actually. He can face up to 30 years in jail, and he's going to be sentenced, or they're gonna run this sentence out at some point in life. And but from what I read, based on the Pennsylvania sentencing guidelines that they actually use when they do the sentencing, the 10 years per charge. He got accused for 3 charges, and that would equal like 30 years. But apparently, they don't really follow that 10 years maximum type of situation. And he'll probably end up doing 3 to 4 years per charge, and then they're gonna cut it down from that. So, but the whole rape situation, man, is just bad from all sides, dog. And the fact that he paid, a lot of people were on the fence or saying girls was lying and all this stuff. But the fact that he was on the fence, man, the fact that he was paying hush money to these victims over tens of years and paying for their school and all kinds of stuff, man, just paying them straight out, in civil court and all that type of stuff. That junk just is all bad, y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still don't believe some of the victims because there have been some victims that came forward that were lying, right? And they admitted that they were lying for whatever reason they admitted it. But the whole damn thing is just all fucked up, man. And the crazy part about it is that it brings, a lot of people were talking about consent, right? Everybody was like, well, these chicks all knew what they were dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew the casting couch rule. That's how life is. The casting couch the casting couch life is dead ass in Hollywood, right? So, if you don't know what that means, everybody, the black leather casting couch is basically where you get put on for your role, or where you get where you make your money as an actress, basically, right? And the idea is that, yeah, you qualify and all this shit, but what you gonna do on this couch? Basically, we fucking, right? Or you doing something sexual to get to this next level to convince whoever this old creep, whoever it is that's the gatekeeper to your shit, is going to give you only based on the fact that if you putting something out. You know what I'm saying? And people were saying that was the rule. Everybody knew what they were getting to. Everybody knew people like Harvey Weinstein and everybody else was the gatekeepers, and everybody knew they was creeps. So it was basically automatically assumed that that's what was going to pop. And then, no matter what the assumption was, it ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? I always said that as well. People know people know the rules, man. Everybody know, look, motherfuckers, you gonna have to fuck probably. You know what I'm saying? But it don't make none of that shit right. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here drugging motherfuckers. That's crazy. Don't be drugging motherfuckers without, especially the ones that he was talking about without them knowing. He was just making them drinks and bringing them drinks. You know, like they thought they might be hitting with a little liquor or something or wine or whatever, but he done drugged the junk. And they wake up a day later, 2 days, 3 days later. That's crazy shit, man. It's one thing if somebody coming over there and everybody turning up at the party, everybody drugging, everybody drinking, everybody doing whatever. But if you out here slipping motherfucking stuff, you can't do that, dog. Like, what you doing? And he admitted to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, a lot of people was debating it. You know what I'm saying? I was skeptical initially, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of false rape allegations, man. Like, between friends and just other stuff in the public where I think rape is one of the worst things you can do to somebody and one of the worst things you can falsely accuse somebody of doing. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, man, it's just such a terrible thing, man. And I'm trying to erase all that shit from my memory. All I know is, ladies, if y'all just kick a motherfucker in the balls. For real. If you cognizant enough, always kick a motherfucker in the balls. Period. That's it. Every man's weakness is the balls. Unless he doped up, baby, the balls always work. Kick him in the balls and run. Kick him in the balls, call the police, do something. Run, get the fuck out of there. And personally, I don't take pills from nobody. You know, so the ones who took pills, I don't know. I don't take pills from nobody, even if they your homie. Like, look, make sure the Advil or whatever the fuck you think it's supposed to be is stamped on that pill. Either it's gonna be laser engraved on the gel cap, or it's gonna be stamped on the the coated joint. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know what you taking, man, because people out here crazy. And the whole time when I was in college, man, I got drugged. You know what I'm saying? Now, luckily, I didn't file no charges or nothing against the girl. You know, because we were in a consensual sexual situation, you know, over a period of time. But she dead ass drugged me. She told me when I woke up. Because she was like, you know, because I'm fat, you know what I'm saying? We like Kool-Aid in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know cornbread like cookies and Kool-Aid. So look, so she had baked some cookies, right? She baked some cookies. Everybody know I like chocolate chip cookies. So she baked some chocolate chip cookies and got over there, and her and the roommate was chilling, and she was mixing up some Kool-Aid. And I hadn't had Kool-Aid in a minute. But anytime I do get an opportunity to drink it, I will, especially orange and grape, or orange and purple, right? So anyway, she give me the Kool-Aid. We chilling, we go in the room, and man, I got so woozy, shawty. Like, I just got real dizzy. And I passed out. Like, dead ass, I just passed out. And I was kind of in and out of consciousness, and then you know, kind of, I could kind of feel and see her taking advantage of me, but I really couldn't move or do nothing about it. I couldn't like interact. I was just there, and she was going, you know, doing what she gonna do. You know, so then I pass back out, wake back up. You know, I wake up and now I go to the bathroom. I'm feeling like, you know, kind of more cognizant, aware. And she was sitting there laughing, like giggling. You know, she was kind of like one of these little Erykah Badu type joints that always had candles and incense and floating up above the bed on the flying carpet and all that kind of shit. So she was sitting there with some candles and shit, and I was like, man, I feel crazy. She's like, yeah, because you've been playing around with that dick, and you ain't been giving me what I want lately, so I figured I had to give you a little motivation. I was like, what that mean? She was like, oh yeah, you thought that Kool-Aid was good, huh? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what she said, like that. And I was like, what? And it took me a second to figure it out. I was like, oh man, this motherfucker dead ass drugged me. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, and I laughed it off. I was like, oh, okay. Like, that, you had to go through all that. I would have gave you something, you know, just ask your boy. But she dead ass drugged me. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue. I ain't had no reason to suspect it even. Like, you know, and I guess that's similar to motherfuckers who ain't in a situation where it would have been consensual otherwise. When they get something there, you know, you don't know. You trust a motherfucker, they drug you. That's crazy. That's disrespectful. But yeah, man, yeah, shit. Motherfucker, everybody, people be getting raped out here for real. And it's unfortunate, men and women. Women and men. And like I said, like I was quote unquote a victim of that junk too. And I know a couple other dudes that got slipped little Mickeys and stuff on dates or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And women, some of my homegirls. Luckily, nothing tragic has happened from none of them, from any of those incidents. But people be out here in the club, even at your homie's house, even in house parties and all that motherfuckers will put shit in people's drinks. Always keep your drink in your hand. Always keep your hand over your shit too. For real. Even when you ain't looking, motherfucker be sitting right there. And it don't take nothing but a real quick tip to the hand is in there. It's terrible. But yeah, man. And speaking of the man side of it, there's a huge theory that in mainstream entertainment that is controlled by gay dudes, right? And that basically if you want to get put on, and you a man, and you trying to, same shit with this casting couch, if you trying to get that real major money, there's been a lot of people in the industry and who've been trying to make it into the industry that say, look, you're going to have to go ahead and let them, go ahead and hit you as a man. And I'm like, damn, shawty, that's crazy. So even if you ain't gay, they be like, hey, look, you got to take one for the team, take one for your career, dog. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And we done heard about it a lot. If you ain't heard about it, the last biggest one, I guess, or most notable one, was Terry Crews, right? The actor Terry Crews, former NFL player Terry Crews. And y'all know who he is. He played in Everybody Hates Chris, Friday movies, big old bulky dude. And he came out last year talking about how one of the Hollywood execs came up on him and grabbed his dick, and basically was like daring him to bust a move or daring him to say something. And you would think that would be crazy with this big old ex-football playing, muscle-bound dude for anybody, let alone some Hollywood exec who probably ain't never done a push-up in his life, coming up and grabbing his dick at a public function, at a function with other people there. You know what I'm saying? Including his wife apparently was there. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And that goes to the point of a lot of people talking about how rape and taking advantage of people is not necessarily about the options or if somebody cute or pretty or whatever. It's all about the power. You know what I'm saying? And in that situation with Terry Crews, this dude know he got enough power to keep this muscle-bound motherfucker at bay. Like, what you gonna do? I run your career. I can ruin your career. What you gonna do? Yeah, I grabbed your dick, so what? Who you gonna tell? You can't tell nobody because I own them too. I own all y'all motherfuckers, right? And that's crazy. But it goes to that thing about the whole power, powerful people. And the main question is always from the skeptics is, well, why would this millionaire, this actor, this producer, singer, athlete, or even our president of these United States, Jermaine Trump, have to rape anybody, right? They got access to everybody. They get the JJ thrown at them regularly. They can get whoever they want. You know what I'm saying? They can do whatever they want. They can pay whoever they want. They can pay an escort. They can do whatever. So why don't they just do that? Clearly these chicks are lying because these dudes are so affluent, so well known, so notable, so rich, they would never have a reason to rape a chick, right? But that's not the truth, And I guess it's been just verified over and over again by psychologists and psychiatrists, whatever, that is a mental health situation that people need to be treated for. It needs to be treated. It needs to be diagnosed. It needs to be treated. Motherfucker need to be going to jail. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clearly a problem. Because who the hell would want some unconscious, inactive, non-wet cooch? Like, who wants that? That's crazy. Like, who would want that? My shit, man, look. My dick don't even stay hard on some non-participatory cooch. For real. If I'm having sex and the girl not participating, my dick be like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and check out. Hey, y'all be good. Wake me up, you know, when she's into it, and I'll come back and hang out with y'all. But till then, I'm gonna just go ahead and turn in. You know, but y'all good. I'll be here. I'm gonna just be here hanging. For real, man. Shit, I don't know how people do that. That's how you know that shit is real, like a real problem, because somebody is willingly taking some unconscious, lifeless cooch. Like, who wants that? That's weird. You're a weirdo, dog. You weird. You need help. There, at the end. That's all it's about, man. So y'all, hey, I don't even like having sex with stiff leg chicks. You ever done that? Fellas, you ever be having sex and you got to hold them damn legs up? She got them damn legs there. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Then it affects your endurance because you got to expend a lot of energy holding them legs up. Especially if you like some thick joints, some thick chicks, or chicks that ran track or anything like that where they just got some strong ass legs. A lot of women just got strong legs anyway. But, you know, there's a lot of work holding them damn legs up and missing there. You know what I'm saying? Especially, hey, look, especially the jumps that, like, if you put them on the feet on your shoulders and they start pushing your ass like a kangaroo, oh, hell nah, shout it. You be like, what in the tackling drill is going on here? Shit. I ain't know I was gonna have to pad up and come over here, man. Got hit them damn legs hard as hell. You be like, damn, you be squatting, huh? You be squatting? Shit. You be doing them lunges, huh? Shit. Stay out the gym so we can fucking peace. But yeah, man, I be tired as hell from fighting them damn wild ass legs, man. It's like a mechanical bull. You just trying to hang on for dear life. And I be like, man, look, my performance suffered because I was having to fight your legs or chase you at the runners too. The runners is another problem. They got no strong legs and they shoot themselves all the way away from wherever you are. They shoot themselves across the bed. You be like, where you going though? You gotta run to the other side of the bed, shout. So yeah, man, stop all that running. Stop. Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. When that type of stuff happen, you just go ahead and flip them over so they can't run no more. Doggy prevents a lot of the running, you know, or the kickoff or the push off. Yeah, that'll stop a lot of that. So make sure y'all just go ahead and flip them over because it's too much. You understand me? But yeah, man, y'all stop. Y'all just stop. Nobody should be taking nobody's dick or cooch. Nobody. Don't drug people. Just stop. It ain't that serious, y'all. Ain't that serious. Don't be out here taking it from people, man. And like I said earlier, man, the bad thing about the whole thing is that there's been a lot of false rape allegations, man. And that makes it a whole slippery slope. And people just either be scared to question it when a woman is lying or not, because it's rude and insensitive. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, man, shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because that people be like, man, you can't say shit like that. But then if you find out later that she was lying or that she made it up or whatever it is, or that it was consensual and she just mad or whatever, then now what you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? But the problem, the damage is already done at that point, you know, to the man or the woman who was accused. And then even if they rescind shit, you know what I'm saying, people will assume that they probably got forced into rescinding and all that stuff like that. And that happens too. So the whole damn thing is just so complicated and terrible and messy. You know what I'm saying? Just stay away from that shit, man. Like, everybody just stay away from everybody. Because they rape, like, what your man say, they raping everybody out here. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, apparently, or whatever he said. With Antoine Dodson. That dude was funny. But yeah, man, just shit. Just don't do it, man. But if you're going to do it and you want to get consent, you know they got an app. They got apps for your smartphone out here, man. Where now you can consent with the click. Tap on your iPhone, Or they got actually web pages too. You can go on that jump, send somebody an email with a consent form. Hey, we will have sex, right? And they can consent on that joint, man. You know what I'm saying? The popular ones for the apps are legal fling. Like we having a fling. And then they got a junk called We Consent. That's 2 apps right there, man. Y'all can literally go on there right before y'all about to do something. And y'all can both get consent. That we agree that we about to have this sex for real. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what y'all need, go get the app, shawty. But the problem is, as far as I know, legally, consent can be withdrawn in that situation at any point. So even if somebody gives you consent, if that man or that woman gives you consent on the app, they can take that shit back right after. 2 minutes into it, 30 seconds into it, 1 second into it, or 2 hours into it, they can take the consent back and be like, you know what? Nope, don't want to do it no more. I don't want no more. And your ass got to stop. You understand me? Like, you have to stop. No means no. Stop means stop. Just log out. You know what I'm saying? You can't go back and be like, oh, well, shit, you consented earlier, so you stuck with the dick. You stuck with the whatever. You stuck with this cooch. You gonna do this. You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You just gotta, I don't know, man. I don't know what the way around it is. Hopefully, a lot of people don't experience that anything like that. But if you do, you got that app out there. If you do, you can try to protect yourself in any kind of way, man. Or you can just go ahead and just masturbate, man. For real. Pornhub ain't gonna never send you no kind of notice to show up to court. You know what I'm saying? Pornhub ain't gonna never accuse you or nothing. They just want you to go ahead and buy the platinum plan so you can get the unedited version, the HD. Because when you click on the HD joints on Pornhub, they be trying to make you sign up. You be like, man, I ain't signed up for nothing. They ain't getting my credit card information, dog. Let me just go to this ratchet jump that was recorded on this Palm Pilot. This jump that look like surveillance footage. Let me watch that joint right there. Fuck that HD. You hear me? That's the one you gotta watch. That jump free. I ain't paying the $5, dog. I ain't paying the $5. And the other crazy shit about it too is a long time ago when I first heard about wives getting raped, man. That's crazy. That was crazy to me. I was like, you could rape your wife? That don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Till you think about it, look, y'all still humans. Y'all still individuals and all this. The marriage certificate is just that. It's a marriage certificate. It's an agreement. There's no ownership of this person. There's no, there's nothing in there that says they have to have sex or all that kind of shit. But that's even in that situation, you got to get consent from your wife or from your husband. Or your partner or whatever you want to call it, right? I forgot you got to have the partners, A lot of people don't fuck with wives and husbands no more in 2018. It's just whatever. And man, there's been a whole bunch of stuff like that. I guess, what's her name? Janelle Monae came out talking about she was pansexual and everybody went crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know why everybody went so crazy about that. It's no big deal, pansexual. I looked all this stuff up a long time ago, and my homegirl actually sent me a link to all the different gender or sexual. I think it was sexuality, whatever the fuck. All the different identities people make with their sexuality. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they had 23 different ways to identify yourself as far as your sexual preference. And it was crazy. It was all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? I think they should just do away with the whole thing. Like, who cares, man? Who cares? Who cares who's up somebody? Why do you even have to identify who you fucking? Who cares? I always said that. I don't care who nobody else fucking. I really don't. Unless they trying to fuck me and I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time it really matters. Whatever you doing with somebody else doesn't matter. Like, why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you who Janelle Monae has sex with, or who Harvey, or not Harvey, who anybody has sex with. You know what I'm saying? If they gay, if they straight, if they lesbian, they this. Nobody cares. Who cares? They ain't fucking you. Who cares? Don't matter. Doesn't control your life. Doesn't affect your life by any means. It's the most ineffective thing that you could possibly have a concern about, right? Period. I don't ever understand why people get all riled up about that. But that, like I said, I always say the LGBTQ LMNOP, right? Because it's just so many different identities. I don't even know it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody should care. Just do away with the whole thing. Don't nobody want to claim nothing no more. Everybody just doing whatever they're doing. They gender fluid, right? That's the term. Gender fluid, gender fluidity. Whatever you feel like today, you do that. You do whatever you feel like today and keep moving. I think that's how it should be. Who cares, man? But anyway, yeah, man, it was terrible. It was terrible to hear that stuff about Cosby, man. Especially when you went back and look at all the previous statements that he had given. That I guess they had been previously locked or previously, unavailable to the public and all that. Man, that junk crazy. The shit that he actually admitted to, and he offering scholarships and all this shit to these people. So you know he did. And you ain't paying for nobody's college scholarship out the blue. I mean, he had his foundations and his scholarship funds and all that, but he was just offering to pay these chicks offering to pay for these chicks to go to college because he knew he was wrong as hell. So that, you guilty as hell, dog. Terrible. Terrible, man. Terrible. America's dad, man. Fucked it up. Terrible. But yeah, hey, look, man, I was talking about consent. Look, I'm going to try to tell y'all something, man. My man's put me on to a jump. Okay? There is a place in Curacao that is a government-created legal prostitution resort, shawty. So this gonna be y'all travel section of this podcast, man. Okay, so if whoever listen to this that's interested in something like that, there's no. I always tell y'all to go get your passport. Now, if y'all don't got no other reason to get your passport, here it is. So in Curacao, there's a government-created legal prostitution resort where the girls get tested every week and the police hang out in front of the joint and around the joint, so you don't have to worry about nobody jacking you. You ain't got to worry about no kind of pimp rolling up on you, demanding money or setting you up. And it's a whole real live resort with restaurants, water sports, all that. And everybody that's there, all the people, the prostitutes live there. You know what I'm saying? So you just go in there and live your life. And they already there. They got their rates. They got everything is popping. So you just go over there, pick who you want, pick out the best flavor that you want, whatever it is that you want. It's right there, all in this concentrated area. All the prostitutes, all the sex you want. You ain't gotta be drugging nobody. You ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta have no excuse. You don't gotta have no game. All you gotta do is have a passport and pay that entrance fee, and it's on and popping. Don't need no consent, because they all consent. They all there for that one reason, is to sell you sex, shawty. So go ahead. That's where y'all can go. Go get your passport and head to Curacao, shawty, for real. And guess what? On Tuesdays at this place is ladies' night. So look, even the ladies getting specials at the prostitution joint, shawty. The ladies getting the special at the prostitution resort. Ain't that some shit? So yeah, so the ladies that like ladies, go down there. It might be half off or some shit like that. Half off every hour. 50% off. Get your money together. I don't even know if they use pesos. I don't know what they use down there. But I'm sure American dollars and euros are accepted. So take it, go down there, man. Shit crazy, dog. Hey, look, and in other travel news, you know what I'm saying? I heard that Southwest Airlines, even though they killed their lady the other day, it was terrible, you know what I'm saying? When the engine blew up, even though they killed that lady, I think everybody is still turned up now because they done announced that they gonna start flying to Hawaii in 2019. You know what I'm saying? That's about to be the turn up. For real. All the IG models that usually fly on their little girl's buddy pass down to Miami every weekend, they gonna be like, yes, man, yes. They gonna be down there in Maui and on the Big Island, and the Hawaiians ain't ready for all that. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down in Hawaii. I mean, it's gonna be the THOT Olympics down there, not the Olympics. The THOT Olympics is gonna be in Hawaii. Them chicks gonna be out there breaking their neck trying to surf. It's just gonna be a mess down there, man. But I'll be right down there with them though, cause my Southwest points is on fire right now. Cause I went on a couple of trips on Southwest, man. So my Southwest points lit, and I be getting it's like a little upgrade or something you can get, and I'll be buying that joint. So my points is on fire. You hear me? So I'll be right down there with them, man, and cause I already look like a Samoan anyway, which is not far from Hawaii, Samoa, you know, or Samoa, however you say it. But I already look like one of them. Got slanted eyes, and I'm big and thick, like a little sumo wrestler. You know what I'm saying? That, I'll fit right in. They ain't gonna know the difference. I'll be roasting pigs and everything down there. So y'all holler at me if y'all got some Southwest Airlines, Southwest Vacation, Hawaii trips coming up, man. We gonna get it in 2019. You hear me? We can plan that now. It's the end of April. By this time next year, we're gonna be out there. Southwest gonna be lit. Peanuts only. Peanut. Ain't gonna be no meals. Be that flight what, like 8 hours, something like that? Shit. Ain't gonna even be no peanuts. It's gonna be one bag of peanuts and some pretzels on that junk. And maybe they give us them biscotti cookies though, because them biscotti cookies is life. You know what I'm talking about? Them biscotti cookies ain't never told a lie. But yeah, man. Hey, look, and I be trying to tell people, man, and like I talked about how I'm, like a little sumo wrestler. Man, the NFL draft is right now. And I should have definitely been in the NFL, man. I done talked about this before. Because I'm 300 plus pounds of athleticism that was wasted on an academic scholarship, man. What the hell? I could have at least been on the practice squad on somebody's team making league minimum. I could have been a backup guard. Defensive tackle probably would have been my best position. Defensive tackle or defensive end, maybe probably tackle. Just taking up space. I don't need to do too much. And I used to be pretty quick for 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? When I was, I played basketball and lacrosse. But, I played basketball. I could dunk at one point. Everybody was surprised that I could dunk. I mean, let alone, now it would depend on the day. I might only be able to dunk a tennis ball. But I was getting up there to the rim. You know what I'm talking about? That. If I had a good day, I could do a tip back dunk. Now if I was trying to go up two hands, that ain't gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen. Not no two hand. One hand Jones I was good with though. One hand with the right inflated ball. I was in there, shawty, you hear me? But yeah, man, I wasted all my athleticism on trying to read and write, man. And then all that resulted in was me sending the best written emails and contracts to dumbass people in corporate America at this point. And these people I be interacting with, man, they can't read, type, spell, have bad grammar, all that shit, man. I talk casually on this podcast. You meet me out in the public or whatever. I'm casual and all this. And like I mentioned before, but when I need to, I'm all over it. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff published in the Boston Public Library, for my thesis that I wrote, stuff like that. Y'all go look that up. Matter of fact, I'm just going to low-key stun on y'all real quick with that right there. But whole point is that, man, I was always saying, I told my mama she fucked up the money. You know what I'm saying? I had a heart murmur, and she was all nervous about that, even though I was playing basketball and lacrosse. She didn't want to let me change schools, but whatever. That's a whole long story. I'm going to therapy for it, so y'all pray for me. If y'all pray, all my prayer warriors, as y'all call yourselves, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all go ahead and pray for me. But anyway, man, the NFL draft was up now, and the big story was Baker Mayfield being number one. I think he's gonna be a bust, but that's just my opinion for a whole bunch of different reasons. I ain't gonna even get all the way into it right here, but I think he's gonna be a bust. He overhyped, kind of like Johnny Manziel was, kind of like a couple of other people. But whatever. He had a great story, though. I like his story. He walked on. He walked on to all of his starting position, took over the starting position, and now he done walked his way to the first pick in the NFL draft, which is every football player's dream, basically, right? And that's a crazy story. He was a walk-on. He beating out all these people that came from, blue chip bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? That was training since they was in Pee Wee football with their dad who was in the NFL or their dad who's a coach or whatever it is. And he beat all out and got up in there as the first round draft pick. So shout out to him just for that in particular. That story by itself is lit. But I don't think he's going to be that good. He's going to be it's going to be very anticlimactic when he do get a chance to start. And I think that even when they put Tyrod Taylor as the starter going in week 1 with Cleveland, he's going to be short. He's going to have a short leash because the fans going to be demanding and the media going to be demanding to see Baker Mayfield, the number 1 pick, get on the field, man. Especially with Tyrod Taylor because he's black. Name Tyrod. Whenever a black quarterback, man, they got a short leash, y'all. And I done talked about that ad nauseum, but, the only one that get away with stuff like that get away with being black, a black quarterback, with like not too much drama, is Russell Wilson. And he's awesome. Russell Wilson is awesome, and he deserves a lot of what would you call the word? He deserves all the leniency that he gets, for whatever mistakes he does make. But but the real situation is that he got curly hair, and then that makes him more non-threatening than Tyrod and them. Tyrod and my man Lamar Jackson that's about to come in the NFL too. You know what I'm saying? I talked about before. They snuck him in on number 32 pick by the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they did. I don't know why they did that. I think the Ravens are collecting black quarterbacks. Because they had RG3 up there at some point that they were talking about a few months ago. They had they were the last team that had Kaepernick come and try out before he did his lawsuit. So I don't know what the Ravens doing up there trying to they just collecting all the black quarterbacks. But it makes sense because Baltimore is like one of the blackest places in the whole wide world. It's the black. If you ain't never been to Baltimore is real black. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that harbor. After you leave the harbor and like, what's that? If you ain't near the harbor or near Johns Hopkins, hey, that joint that joint all black. So I guess it makes sense, man. But we gonna see how that go, man. We gonna see how that goes. There's gonna be a lot of media attention over there with the Ravens this year. Because they, between RG3, their connection with being the last people to work out Cap, now with Lamar Jackson, Ray Rice, the drama with that and the domestic violence, and Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff they got going on over there. There's gonna be a media firestorm over that, John Shawty, for real. We gonna see though. We gonna see. But did y'all see? Also in the draft in the second round, when the Eagles went up to make their pick for the second round, their former kicker David Akers went up there and roasted the Cowboys. And the crazy thing is, it was in that the draft was being held in the Dallas Cowboys stadium, and David Akers went up there and told them, "Look, all y'all Dallas Cowboys fans, all these people that are being drafted right now weren't even born the last time Dallas won a Super Bowl." He said that on TV in front of everybody. Didn't give a fuck. That was the most disrespectful shit and hilarious thing I ever seen, for real. And that joke was very entertaining because Dallas Cowboys fans, as we all know, are some of the most delusional, irritating fans of all time. Ain't won nothing in 25 plus years, like he said. And they have a superiority complex. Every year they go into the, they the most amazing team we gonna ever see this year. And especially down here where I'm at in the D.C. area, all the black people, for whatever reason, that's natives of this area, love the Dallas Cowboys. And it's a whole big long story. They got like 10,000 different reasons why they feel that it's justified for them to like the Cowboys, but none of them make any sense for real. But they be dedicated, right? And they will even go as far as to say that DC stands for Dallas Cowboys. So, you know, they have mental health issues, and I hope they get it addressed. But that trolling by by David Akers was hilarious to me. If y'all ain't see that junk, go look it up on YouTube or whatever. Just type in Eagles second round pick 2018 announcement or whatever. Man, that junk is funny. That's the troll of the year right there so far, man. But yeah, so like I said at the beginning, man, I got a funny story for y'all, man, before I let y'all go, man, about Starbucks. If y'all follow me or know me, y'all know I always got all kinds of crazy Starbucks stories. And since Starbucks was also dominating the headlines for a couple of days over the past couple of weeks, I'm going to tell y'all this funny ass story, man. You know, it ain't no racism and all that stuff involved. I'm so tired of talking about racism for real. It's just draining. But I always had real crazy interactions with Starbucks employees because they're always very, we'll call them characters, okay? Because I don't want to say it's bad or good or whatever. Just they're very interesting people, very interesting little characters, man. That's always my baristas or my cashiers for whatever reason. So look, so one day I was going in my 9 to 5 and I stopped at Starbucks, okay? And at that time I was ordering a bunch of Frappuccinos all the time. And I ordered my Frappuccino and I just go wait on the side like I always do, okay? Now, when I order stuff from Starbucks or if I'm on a waiting list for anywhere, my name is Larry. I put Larry on my thing because they can't pronounce my real name. They fucking up my real name. So I just say Larry. You can't fuck up Larry. You might hit Barry or Harry, but either way, Larry's not going to get real fucked up like my real name. But, so you know I got Larry. So old boy comes up. He goes, Larry? Mr. Larry? You know? So I said, hey, that's me. I'm right here. And he holding the cup up in the air, and we make eye contact. I said, yeah, that's me. And so he sees me, and he makes contact. And then he's like, tall mocha frap, right? And he kind of like swirls the cup around, like in his hand, like, this yours, right? I'm like, yeah, that's mine. Now, I already know in my head that the next standard question is whether or not I want a topping on it, right? Like cinnamon or whipped cream or whatever it is. But when y'all's boy saw me and saw that I was black, you could see in his face that he like was like, oh, these are my people. Like he had a connection. And then unfortunately he just relaxed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black people in the service industry, for whatever reason, they give the black people different levels of service. And usually it's to our detriment. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, this is my man's base. Like you be like, yo, I'm not your man. Like I want regular service. But whatever. I'm gonna discuss that later. I always talk about that. But whatever. Whole point is your boy got relaxed. And now, you know, I can see in his eyes, he had a new plan for my level of service. So so here we go. So he got the cup in his hand. Hey, this you tall mocha frap, right? Said, yeah. He's like, all right, I got you, Mr. Larry. And you know, so in DC, when you say Larry, Larry, you really say Lurie, Lurry. Okay, so he go, all right, I got you, Mr. Larry. Hey, you want whipped cream on this junk or you ain't fucking with it? I said, excuse me? I was like in shock for about 2 seconds. I said, am I fucking? I'm not even sure if I'm fucking with it. I was appalled and I was caught off guard by you fucking with it. Like dead ass, he said, you fucking with it. What? You fucking with it? Man, I was like, matter of fact, yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and fuck with it. Go ahead, hit your boy with a little bit extra cream on that jump bar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get your man, hook your mans up. But I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, man, this shit, I know that wasn't in the scripts that they handed out on, you know, at the employee orientation or whatever on the handbook. Ain't no, if you fucking with it or not, that's just not part of it, dog. But the silver lining is that, you know, I got my Frappuccino, man. And I got to hang out, check Facebook, talk shit with y'all for 2 hours on the Starbucks free Wi-Fi. Got to go pee and all that. and I didn't get locked up. So there's the silver lining. We made it out of that one alive or without a record. So that's good. But yeah, man, and speaking of good customer service, I'm going to go ahead and wrap y'all up, man. But speaking of good customer service, I'm going to be trying to give y'all some good customer service personally. If you in the DMV area, come on May 27th at 6 o'clock to the National Harbor to the Tasting Room, which is a wine bar and shop. Come to the Tasting Room May 27th, Sunday, for a series that we're kicking off called Laughs and Spirits. So we're combining comedy and wine sipping, you know, because everybody like to sip on the wine, the Merlot and the Moscato, whatever y'all be drinking. So we combining the two, and we're going to be laughing and we're going to be sipping. We're having a good time, man. So I'm teaming up with Royal Concierge Group, and the featured comedian will be Eddie Bryant down there May 27th, 2018 at 6 p.m. at the National Harbor at the Tasting Room. Go on Eventbrite right now. Look it up. You can get a full description of what's going on. And basically, what's going to happen is you pay $35 and you come in. They're going to put a little bit of money on your card to let you go around to all the different wine dispensers that's lined the walls of the tasting room. So if you've never been there, basically what they do is they got wine on tap, basically. And you can pick out whatever you want. You get a half an ounce pour, you can get an ounce pour, you can get a half a glass, or you can order wine from the menu if you want to, by the glass or by the bottle. You do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good little free flowing situation where you can taste this, taste that. And we'll also have bottles that we going around with, you know, that might not be on the menu, topping y'all off with this and that, having a little good time. And then to end it all out, we'll have a comedian, Eddie Bryant, come through, have y'all do a whole bunch of laughing, whole bunch of hee ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? He'll do a full set too. Ain't gonna be no little scrub set. Ain't gonna be real quick. He gonna do a full set, have y'all laughing. Eddie Bryant is very funny, man, and it's gonna be a good time. And like I said, go on Eventbrite, look that up. Laughs and Spirits, May 27th, 2018. That's on Sunday. That's Memorial Day weekend Sunday, man. So if y'all in town, or if you coming in town, come through that jump, 6 o'clock, check it out, man. Okay? And if y'all live around here, man, and you've been to the tasting room before, you know it only seat like 9 people inside for real. But we will have a tent outside, man, so we're going to have a full patio with the fireplaces and all that stuff. If it get cool or chilly at night or whatever, it's going to be lit, man. Y'all come through that jump, check it out. Y'all ain't doing nothing anyway. Y'all just be in there with a cookout with y'all family. Y'all gonna be wanting to get out the house anyway. So come pull up. Holler at me, man. All right? Hey, man. So that's it. I appreciate y'all listening, subscribing, sharing, giving me comments, feedback, all that. I appreciate y'all for real, man. Once again, go on cousincornbread.com for everything. The links to everything on there. All the social media. Holler at me. Let me know what's popping. And that's it. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Try to get y'all in and out under an hour. Again, as I always say, top 3 things in life to live by. Number 1, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Number 2, if you don't set goals, you'll always work for somebody that does set goals. And number 3, don't drink and drive. You might spill some. Log out.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.